Welcome back to Kelpie's Koi. It's actually Christmas Eve. I've had a bit of a head cold over the week, so I've been up messing around with the pond. But last time I come up here, I noticed a fish that was skimming across the top of the surface of the pool, and I got another couple that was flicking on the bottom. Not been well enough to take the fish out, so what I decided to do was just treat them with 4 million of malachite and just take a chance. So I managed to come up the pool just to check, see if there's any more flashing, and I noticed something in my pond. Oh, sorry about the camera work. I noticed something in my pond. As you know, we've had some very high winds, and I found this. Remember, you can see that? Obviously blue off somebody's garden. How on earth it's got out of my pond? Because I'll flick around. Okay, so obviously there's no light out of my neighbours there where this could be, and that is where I found it, right down there. So where on earth that's blew off, well, yeah, you got a clue. Now there's a battery, you can see the space, there's a battery. It is working, still working, believe it or not. As always, my go-to guy, Dave, mention it to Dave, and he reckons something in the, like the acidity or whatever it is in the battery, could have affected the water in the fish. So I've come up today, my sankey that I had off Stu, Alki Koi, get over to the bloke, cracking quality fish. I noticed it looked like a mark down the side of it. I hadn't got my phone again. I've come up this morning feeling a little bit better, so I've actually got him out, and there's a little blemish down the side of his scales. So I've just put tramadine on, took him out, just dried it off a little bit with a bit of tissue while he was in the net. Seemed to be hunkered down a little bit on the bottom, so I thought I'd get him out. So what I decided to do, because of the temperatures, oops, I'm going to try a couple of the old Vercon tablets in, just in case there's any bacteria. So, hot water, oops, stir it up. Oh no, it's all going wrong. Okay, so it's all, as you can see, I'm trying not to do what I do. But to stop the video quickly. It's fizzed up and it's overflowed. So I'm trying to watch it, I spill it everywhere and film at the same time. So that's what I'm going to do here, and it's topping up again. So sorry about the camera work. So even though it's Christmas Eve, you still get me problems. And my temperature is 6.3. And I can't understand why. I'm getting temperatures so cold. It's quite mild today. I really struggle with the temperature in the pond, I don't know why. But it's sheltered, all three sides, so I really don't know why. It is what it is. I've got to deal with that. So I'm just going to mix these tablets up in the hot water, fill my water. That watering can there is brand new, purpose for my pond, not for adding any treatment. So a new addition to me filter house. So I'm just going to, now good showing you that, I'm just going to put it in the watering can, just wash it about, and then put it in the pond, and just keep an eye, and hopefully everything will be okay. Okay, it's the 29th of December. So in a previous video I got a bit of problem with the sankey that I'd have Stu, chatting bubbles. It's the weather's turned really cold again. I've been over Dave's today with Pete to give him an hand for a couple of hours, but it's absolutely pissed down. Just got back, thought I'd come and check on my fish. He was lying down. I'm going to turn you around and show you him. So he's there. Sod's Law just going under the bridge. Now what I found is, on his side, Boxing Day, there's like a little bit of green growth on his side, and I'd noticed that light that was in the pond, so whether that fell on him and scratched him or what, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to catch him on camera. He's swimming about. There he is there. It's on the opposite side. So what I'm just preparing now is, I have put Vercon tablets in. I'm just preparing that now with some salt to give him a salt bath. Get him out and have a quick look. I am going to film that. It's just too cold. So I'll get him in this tank and I'll show him in the tank. Okay, so I've got him in my net. You can only just see it has worked. It is working, to be honest with you. It ain't as bad as what it was. If I just keep him still. Just see that little bit there. So I'm just going to give him a salt bath and I'll get back to you. Okay, you can see him in the net. Quite a bit of salt in the amount of water I've got. This is the water out of the pond. Just giving him a little bit of a soak. You can probably see that white blemish now in the orange. It was green before. I put Tramadine on last time, put him in the pool and put Vercon tablets in. That was Boxing Day. So just going to leave him have a little bit of a soak in there and put him back in the pond. Leave him a couple of days and check him again. But the rest of the fish looks okay. As you can see, stop moving about a little bit in there. So he's absolutely beautiful fish, beautiful. As you can see there, the temperature in my pond is just above 4 degrees. I've been talking to Dave and Pete this morning. Maybe it's because I've never checked. Chatting bubbles. Maybe it's because I've never checked the temperatures in my pond before till I had my koi. Obviously now you're more aware of it and check it more often. I am moving about a little bit more now since I've had the Vercon in. None of them lying about apart from that one fish that was lying on the bottom. I've just gone into the shed, put the heater on so Mason can come and have a mess about. And now he was swimming around with all the others, but I thought I'd just get him out, check him over, because I'd put that Tramadine on last time. It was Tramadine? Yeah, Tramadine, yeah. I dried it with a paper towel and put a bit of Tramadine on, put him back in the pool, then put Vercon tablets in. So I'm just giving him a soak now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get him in the pool, leave him for a few days and keep an eye on him. Yeah, regarding the temperatures, I was talking to Pete and Dave earlier on today, and I really don't know why it's so cold. It's a foot deeper than what it was when I originally first built it. So it's around about 3 foot deep in the deep end now. More filtration on it, which ain't going to make no difference to the temperature. It ain't really ice cold, freezing cold for the temperatures to be that low, to be honest. My thinking was, do I take my liner out, insulate it and put a new liner in, see if I can help it that way. I was talking to the lads today, come up with an idea. What I'm thinking of doing, because I've said before on previous videos, the next doors is for I said, so the baby's just coming behind me. Yeah, it's for the naughty kids next door, and I'm concerned about them throwing objects over there into the pool, whereas the people who own the house, I've found cars in the pool, which I've mentioned before, thinking there was masons, there was next door, so I'm just worried about it. So my plans was, you can see the metal sheeting, I was going to metal sheet the bottom and then put polycarb across the top. So the only problem I've got is, I don't know whether you can actually tell, the corner of my filter there, it's right against the fence. Well, there's a bit of a gap to get the fence panels in and out. So what I'm planning on doing is putting 3 more posts right at the very back. I'll have to dismantle all that there, get a post up the back, then I'm going to use the white plastic cladding and clad the whole lot right to the top, which means I'll have to get a bit more lath and make another triangle. I'll take it around this side and I can show you. You can see there now, it's almost like a boat shape, so I'll have to get some more lath and make another triangle, bring it further out and net that part. I want to try and pour a fiberglass roof on it. This is purposely just to try and keep some temperature in. So I'm going to plastic clad all that there just to keep the cold off it. That side there I'm going to do exactly the same. Take some of that down there, plastic clad the whole of that side there right to the top, net the top, and then what my plans are, I'm going to try the height of the fence there to the floor behind it, so you can see the railings from where I am. Polycarb, and then polycarb all the way across there at the bottom, just to try and keep some of that chill factor off. Otherwise it means me going to the extreme of taking the fish out the pool, trying to insulate the pool somehow, and if I'm going to go to that extreme I might as well dig the shallow end out, which is what I've always wanted to do anyway since I've had my koi, and put a bottom drain in it and run it that way, then insulate it. I would like to have squared it all off, but thinking about it in more detail, I'll flick around again so I can explain to you better. I never levelled it when I built it as a nature pond, allowing frogs and stuff to come in the pool and get out. I've said before, that's how much the pool was out. My liner was level to the slate before, and I was that far out of being level. So for me to square it off means knocking all that down completely, all the way around, and building a square one. It ain't just so much the work, it's the cost. Ideal way I'd like to take it out and insulate it really, and keep it that shape. I really don't know what other than that to do. So that's what my plans are going to be when I get a chance now. I don't think it's going to be January, I think it's going to be later on when the weather warms up a little bit. So it's something for you to look at on future videos. So I'll keep you updated on my Sankey and see how it progresses. Well, here we am again, folks. Today's the 2nd of January 2024. The weather is wet, so what I want to do now is get my Sankey that I had off stew out the water, just down there. You know, I had that blemish on his side. I can still see it a little bit flared up now. Now, rather than use my pan net and my sock, I want to try and get him in my landing net, which is the only one I use for this pond. Give him another salt bath, which is already over there with pond water in. I have left it a few days because the weather is absolutely terrible with the rain. We've all got it, so it's one of them things, but I can't leave it no longer. I want to get him out and just give him a salt bath and just check on that wound and see how it's coming on. So I'll get my landing net out, get the fish in it and get him in the tank, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've got him in the water. It's this side here. I try not to handle him too much. I've not got no sedate or nothing in it. Oh, it's so awkward not being able to get the fish from around the pond. There he is, look. I don't know if you can actually see that. A bit of bacteria on his. Just going to get a bit of paper towel and just wash that up, wipe that off, and just let him have a soak a few minutes in this salt water. And like I said before, I put Verk on in, just in case it's any. I don't know if that's anything to do with that light fitting that fell in the pond. Where that's come from, I ain't got a clue, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to get a tissue and wipe that off. Sorry about the glare, folks. It seems to clean out with the salt. What I've done, I've just Dried him off with a bit of paper towel. I can't hold the phone, it's raining. I can't hold the, see if we can get into that mark there. Can't see because of the glare. Just want to get him back in the, there it is, look. Just get him back in the pond now. There you go. I've been putting it off and putting it off because of the weather. It just seems to be non-stop rain. And the fish are all, again, the glare. All the rest of the fish seem all hunky-dory and swimming about. I did have a few that was on the bottom, obviously, because the temperature changes as the same as everybody else. But since I put that Vercon in, it just seems to have perked them all, let them all moving about. I'll just pop into the filter house and do a check on the temperature, see what temperature I've got today. I'm really struggling with water temperatures. Sorry about the video work, camera work. Oh dear. Oh, you can actually see that there. I'm still at, I was on 4.1 the other day, still on 4.1. And I have had a lot to do about that, unfortunately. I'll just take you back out and show you the fish again. Put a little bit of plastic round my plant, just to see if I can help that survive. The actual green on the plastic looks rather good. Bits in the middle, that's when we had that cold spell a few weeks back. All the fish seem to be doing rather well, I'm glad to say, apart from that, just that one. The water's crystal clear, as you expect. Why is it we struggle through the summer and yet it's beautiful through the winter? It's still nice to come and look at them. Oh, I've just noticed I've got a problem with that one. Where's he gone? I'll have to get him out. An orange one there. So I'm going to get him in the net and have a look at that one. Deja vu, 2024, what can I say? Just noticed a funny noise again from my pump, which I mentioned last year, 2 days ago. And I've just noticed the pump's hardly working. So as you can see, it was on 51%. Pull it fully up, see what happens. I've got to get back in the pond again. As you can see, just a fish. So what I'm going to do while I'm out, well, I don't think that was going to work. I've switched the valve over and I couldn't get the centre to bubble up. It just seemed to have died on me, but thankfully it's up and running. You've all seen the filter clean before. The other fish, I'm going to have to get it out after. I'm going to have to try and sort this pump out. What I might have to do is just turn this filter off and just run the green one outside. I'm really glad that I fitted that now, even though that's been nothing but a ball ache. At least I've got 2 filtrations running. So I'm going to let this bubble over, give it a good clean. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. While that's bubbling, give me time to get that fish out, get it in the net, and I'll show you. We'll have a look at it. Okay, then this is one of the fry I had before I had Mason, that I've grown out of my own IBC tank with frying. Again, on the tail end there, oh, it's carp pox. That's strange. You can see bits on his top fin there, the little greys down his side has got a little bit of bacteria there. See if I can calm him down a little bit. So I'm getting absolutely drowned. I've got no space at all to do anything like this. The temperature's absolutely freezing. That's obviously salt in there, so it's going to kill him over a little bit. Yeah, it's all car pox, that is, thankfully. You can see it there. So I'll get him back in the pool. Again, sorry about the camera work. It's trying to keep the camera dry and film at the same time, and try and show you what I'm up against. So I'm just going to try and dry my hands off, get back into the filter house and flush that filter out, see if I can get that pump working. Just flip over to this side. You're probably going to see it from here. Retro bottom drain. Of course, there's nothing there that had blocked that pump up, to be honest, but I've quite a bit of trouble with it. So I'm going to go in now, get dried off, because my phone's getting soaked as well. So I'll get back to you in a minute. So, back in the filter house, just letting this bubble over, like I said, or bubble through, whatever way you want to say. You can actually catch it on there now. The heavens have opened even more now. No wonder the fish don't want to swim around in that water. Good God, that's cold. I really don't know what's going on with this pump, if I'm honest. I know we do get, like I said on previous videos, there's I'll flick it on and show you. I don't know what tree it is, but that tree there, that's been chopped down, believe it or not. The neighbour, while the council cut it down, all the neighbours have moaned about it. Because we call them helicopter seeds. So when they drop off there, there's a little seed on the end and they come down like an helicopter blade. There's loads of them in the pool, and I've said this before, there's nets all over the top of that there. I am going to block that in over that end and net the top of it, both sides, and see if I can reduce that. And I'm just wondering if it's actually sucked just a few. I am trying to keep it clean, but you can't keep on it 24 hours a day. I'm just wondering whether it's a few of them that's got in and made its way up there. So I'll flush this out anyway and see if I can sort out what the problem is with the pump. You can probably either just locking it and unlocking it and see if I can flush the water back through. It seems like it's just full of air again. It sounds like the pump's empty. It's really struggling. That ain't pumping nothing through at all, that ain't. I've had a few people message me on my previous video regarding this pump issue. Oh, hang on. Oops, gins. It did start flowing through, then you probably heard it. There you go, it's trying. It is trying. Yeah, a few people suggested a one-way valve. Which I had before. You've seen in videos a long time ago. I used to have a one-way valve around the other end. Let me just turn this off. And the same again, them helicopter seeds. It was absolutely ridiculous, keep having to switch everything off, take that valve apart just to get one or two of them out and stopping the flow. And I just got fed up to the back teeth of taking them off and changing them. Well, cleaning them. I've got two of them in here. But mine, I think mine was only something like 1.5 inches. I do believe you can get a bigger one. So if this is the case I'm going to have, I've had nothing but problems since I've had this retro bottom draining. It's the worst thing I've ever done, if I'm honest. Shorter pipe. It's in the shallow end. Most of the crap's in the deep end. I've had nothing but problems with it. And because it's pump fed, you've seen the situation I'm in. I've had to get in the pond, take the retro bottom drain off, put the pump on, blow the water through. While it's underwater, take the pump back off, put the retro bottom drain back on while it's underwater. And in these temperatures, believe me, you don't want to be standing in that water or messing with your hands in that water. No, it's cold enough, just trying to get your fish out and have a look at your fish. So I'm going to have a mess about with this now and see if I can bleed it through, but looks very much doubtful I can. So I'm going to try and fill this back up again and give it another flush. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now, I have tried this before and it don't work. I'm turning the power off, letting that water backflow, hopefully to clean the pump out, and then turn the pump back on. You can see the pump's trying its hardest to work. I've tried that about 5 or 6 times, and thankfully, look at that, I'm all glad about that. Okay, so I'm just going to shut this valve off and fill this back up. I'm going to have to get one of them valves on. I can't keep getting in the pond. Can't keep getting in the pond and changing that over. I did think about leaving a pump on, see if there's a way I could rig it up so I could leave a pump on through the retro. But it's having something else in the pond, it really is. So I think the only way around that is I think what I might do actually is get a valve and put it there, so I get a bigger one. I would like to have had 2-inch pipe on there. I think that's 1.5 inches now. I used to run 1 inch before. But I had that off Scrag 68. So I just thought I'd use that, which I thought was quite nice of him to do it. And that's how I've rigged it up. So I'm thinking now in lines of going into 2-inch and see if I can get a 2-inch valve, one-way valve. So thankfully that's running at the moment. Okay, so I'm all back up and running. I've dropped that pump down now to 70%. For some reason this seems quite high. If you look at the water level where it's coming through there, it seems quite high. It's around that end, unless it's just an optical illusion. At 70%, you can't see it, it's chuffing water this high above the filter. What I want to try and do this year is get it, I think it's 4-inch pipe in there, get a piece of 4-inch straight in there and then put an elbow like I've done on my green filter over there. And the idea is that's supposed to create a vortex, which you've all seen before, my mouse has seen before, which circulates round, so all your heavy soil drops to the bottom and the fines go into that filter. But as you can see, even on 70%, you can see it circulating. You can see the fines in the water down there. See it circulating, and it is obviously working. But I think if I put an elbow on that, it will flow that round a lot quicker. So looking out for a bit of 4-inch pipe and an elbow. Okay then, just a little video on what I've been up to and what I'm against. I never managed to reach the 500 subscribers for Christmas, which was a shame because I was going to give obviously a nice Christmas giveaway, but it is what it is. I do appreciate all the people that are subscribed to our channel anyway. Like everybody else says, it's unbelievable to think that how many people subscribe and watching videos every time you put one out. It's brilliant, it really is amazing. It's a grumpy old git that things go wrong and people like to watch me struggle, if you like, and moan. Shutting that, I've got to open it up now, put the lid back on. Yeah, all my old subscribers and new subscribers, thank you very much, welcome aboard. Obviously I'm enjoying what you're watching. Like everybody else, sometimes you get over 1,000 watches on your videos. If you're watching, the thing is with a subscription, not only it's free, you don't get junk mail. People must think when you subscribe, or you start getting all this paraphernalia. You haven't got to tick notifications if you don't want to. Hit subscribe, you know you want to. Anyway folks, I'd like to wish you all a very, very happy new year. From Carpy Sky, Chatty Bubbles, me and little Mason. He's in the house in the dry while I'm out in the rain. He ate very well, he ate him well over Christmas. So, all the very best to all of you. Very happy new year. And as always folks, share my videos, subscribe if you don't mind, and as always, don't forget to polish our thumb. Until next time folks.